This one's right? Oh. Good evening. We are going to call this meeting to order. Vice Mayor.
Let us stand for the salute and remain standing.
God, we just thank you for this opportunity tonight to gather in these chambers. Lord, we recognize your presence here, being omnipresent. And Father, I'm just asking that as you are loved, that we would learn to continue to love each other unconditionally and sacrificially, knowing that, Father, together with unity, we can be much better than we are when we're alone. And I just pray that Riverbank becomes that community. We're asking for help tonight. Lord, as we recognize presentations and the consent calendar and all that's going on in the business, that Lord, all of us would work together and be in a better community in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Uribe?
Here.
Councilmember Fosse?
Here.
Councilmember Call?
Here.
Vice Mayor Pimentel?
Here.
Mayor Hernandez?
Here. There are no agenda changes. Any council authority member who has a direct conflict of interest on any scheduled agenda item to be considered is to declare the conflict at this time pursuant to Government Code Section 84308 Levine Act. Any council authority member who has received a contribution of $500 or more within the preceding 12 months of a party participant or their agent related to an item on the agenda must disclose that contribution on the record prior to participation in the discussion or decision on the item, and may be required to recuse themselves as applicable. Any conflicts?
I have a conflict with item 9.8.
All right. We have a couple presentations. Could I have Norma join me up front? Yeah, wherever you're comfortable. It is a very special month, and though in our city, I think technically we have less than 10% of an API population, it is still so important to recognize the contribution. So this month is Asian Pacific American Heritage Month, and we are recognizing our resident Norma here. Whereas the month of May was chosen as Asian Pacific American Heritage Month to commemorate the immigration of the first Japanese citizen, I'm going to butcher this name, but it's here, to the United States on May 7th, 1843, but also the anniversary of the May 10th, 1869 completion of the first transcontinental railroad, built with the backbreaking labor of nearly 20,000 Chinese immigrants. Whereas Asian American Pacific Islanders have distinguished themselves as leading researchers in science, medicine, and technology, innovative farmers and ranchers here in the Central Valley especially, distinguished lawyers, judges, and government leaders in the arts, literature, and sports, as war heroes who defended our country from fascism and peacetime healthcare heroes. Whereas today, more than 20 million Asian American Pacific Americans live in the United States, and through their actions, make America more vibrant, prosperous, and a secure nation. Whereas the city of Riverbank is committed to being a welcoming and inclusive place where all residents and visitors are safe to live, work, and play. Whereas the contribution of the AA and HPI community are immeasurable, and the city acknowledges the impacts of the model minority myth that perpetuates inequities in the AA and HPI community. The city continues to support the Asian American, Native Hawaiian, Pacific Islander residents in all aspects of work, life, and community. Now, therefore, let it be resolved that the City Council of the City of Riverbank does hereby unanimously proclaim May 2026 to be Asian Pacific American Heritage Month and encourages everyone to commemorate this important occasion. And I'm going to sign this today for you. Congratulations. I would love for you to share a little bit of your background with all of us, if you don't mind. Yeah, you can come here. Yes, please.
I'm deeply grateful to receive this recognition from Mayor Hernandez and the city of Riverbank. I also want to take time to thank my husband, Eric, and my children, Grant and Zoe, and most importantly, my parents for teaching me about strength, perseverance, and compassion. My father came to America as a refugee and escaped his homeland while shots were being fired towards him as he crossed the Mekong River. He arrived to this country alone, without family, carrying little more than hope for a safer future. My mother came to America as a young teenager and quickly found herself helping her family navigate a completely new world. She became the voice for her parents, her siblings, translating conversations, completing paperwork, and helping understand systems that often felt overwhelming. Watching her advocate for her family taught me about the importance of speaking up for those whose voices may not always have been heard. Their sacrifices and stories inspired me to pursue a career in nursing and dedicate my career to helping others. I've spent the last 17 years committed to helping improve health literacy, helping families navigate the healthcare system, and ensuring that every person feels seen, heard, and understood. Whether through nursing, community outreach, health education, or advocacy, I've believed that knowledge empowers people to make informed decisions about their family, well-being, and their health. I also hope to serve as a role model for other young Asian Americans and other children of immigrants who may wonder whether they belong in the healthcare profession. Their background is a strength of source. Their stories and sacrifices of their family can become the foundation for meaningful change in our community. Thank you.
Take a photo with you if you don't mind.
Okay.
Thank you, Norma. We are very excited for this next item as well. We have our youth council giving their presentation, their end of term presentation. Clap for them. So you all have the floor.
Good evening, Council and everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I wanted to start off by giving a little preface of everything we're going to go over in our presentation today. So, being the first youth council, it was a huge honor, and we wanted to, of course, go over some of what we established, a lot of the bylaws, the foundation, and what we hoped as a vision for our term. Now, a lot of the beginning of our term was specifically just establishing bylaws and understanding what being a youth council, especially in Riverbank, meant, specific to Riverbank and how we could support youth. So before we go on, I will bring us forward. Just this one. Ding. Oh, perfect. All right, so I'll start us off. My name is Evelyn Betancourt, and I'm the chair of the Riverbank Youth Council.
My name's Addie Murguia, and I'm the vice chair of the youth council.
My name is Ava Mays, and I'm sergeant at arms.
My name's Emily Ramirez, and I am the outreach director.
My name is Danielle Garcia, and I'm also an outreach director.
My name is Alejandro Cabrera. I'm the director of finance.
Good afternoon, council. My name is Christian Asensio, and I served as the clerk for the 25-26 youth council term.
My name is Summer Mitre, and I have served as the deputy clerk this term. All right, so moving forward, we're going to, there we go. If I can get that. Hold on. You just, right here?
Number two.
Two. Ah, lovely. Okay, so we wanted to go over establishing a foundation, and then we're going to go over what that actually meant and the events we held, and then what our hopes are for future terms. So starting off, I'll let Addie kind of introduce this idea to you.
So as Evie previously stated, a lot of the beginning of the term was establishing the bylaws and the positions. So starting off, we didn't have any positions or anything like that. So we had to come up with all of it by ourselves with the help of Gabby and with Rachel. So we did establish our bylaws with them, and Christian, he was the one who created the custom template for all of our agendas. And me and Ava created the youth council logo. And then we also were able to connect with a lot of different communities here in Riverbank. We especially the police department and Love Riverbank, and we also got sorry. And I think also with that, we were able to establish a positive reputation for the future youth council terms, since we were very involved this year. We participated in a lot of events held around here, and I think we gained a lot of recognition as a council. Thank you.
All right, to start off, council had provided us $5,000 at the beginning of our term. And at first, we didn't necessarily know what we were going to do with those $5,000. The money went by very fast. So we were provided meals for every meeting, 2 meetings a month, and then we each had a stipend for $25 a meeting. So with that, our costs were running down, and I had mentioned to the youth council, I said, we need to get on fundraising. Fundraising was going to be a core thing for us if we were going to want to throw big events, if we wanted to invest in shirts and stickers and everything that we were trying to do as a youth council. It all has expenses, it all has money. So on the screen, I can show you our total profit was almost about $2,000. So we hosted our biggest event, which was the Applebee's Pancake Breakfast. I was the coordinator of that outreach. I worked with, his name was Anthony, and he was a super sweet man. I was able to get the tickets together, and then I handed 20 each to the youth council, and they were to be sold for $16 each with a $8 profit. So we made a total of $1,339. And with that, it was a good event. We were able to socialize. It was not only about the money. I feel that that was one of our biggest events that brought a lot of people together. It got us being able to talk to our community. It got us to be able to own that responsibility. We also experienced with the fundraisers, they're 20% fundraisers. So basically, it was a time from 4 to 8, where if you mentioned that you were with Riverbank Youth Council, you would get 20%. It worked with Panda Express. It worked with Red Robin, of course. With Panera, we were unsuccessful with that. We did not meet the minimum amount. So we learned that those fundraisers were not going to be ideal for us, especially because our name is not that big out there. So definitely focusing on those small fundraisers. We also started off the year with the Day of the Dead, and we did a little concha fundraiser, and we had our little booth there. So thank you, Parks and Rec. We raised $216 with that. And then we also got a Love Riverbank donation recently with $175. So thank you so much, Love Riverbank, for that. I would say that fundraising went really well this year. The fundraising money, we moved over the $2,000 to the next term. So they are to use that for purposes of fundraising, purposes of events. The money is not to be used as scholarship money, which was decided on the youth council, but it is definitely going to be a great foundation for them whenever they want to throw a big event, they want to buy shirts. It's definitely something that we are proud to pass on to the next term.
Hello. So now going on to the youth council timeline of events. The first time we really started doing outreach in the city was at our Dia de los Muertos event, which was November 1st, 2025. But before that came the Youth Council appointment, which was September 8th. Thankfully, next term will start a little sooner in July. But now talking about the Dia de los Muertos event, that was a beyond successful event. We did a fundraiser with that where we sold conchas for $1 each, and we made around $150 in profits. And then shortly after, we had our Cardozo Fall Festival at Cardozo Middle School. And there we basically set up a tree where people could put leaves. We got with the little kids and we showed little kids what leadership looks like. So hopefully that they can step in those positions when it comes their time. And then we did a lot of fundraising in January and February. As Emily said, we had our Applebee's Flapjack, and then as of recent, our Chalk the Walk with Love Riverbank. So thank you, Love Riverbank.
I just want to add one more thing to this slide and say that we did have a later start, but once we got the ball rolling, it really was the goal to keep up that pace and keep running with it. So like as you can see, November was a busy month for us, and we had one thing not included in here is that we did do the Christmas parade. Yeah, thank you. We did the Christmas parade, which is really to, of course, get our name out there. And that was one of our key goals for this term, was to just let people know and let Riverbank know that there is a youth council and that that's a resource that's available to them. And for any like small businesses or even our big ones, let them know that they can help us and we can help them, so build that greater sense of connection just throughout Riverbank and let youth know what's available to them and what they can look forward to in their futures.
So like it's already been said, the Dia de los Muertos was our very first event. It was our big break event, a chance to officially establish ourselves in the community. This was also the first time that the Youth Council has interacted with the community. So knowing that, we made signs and we decided to talk to the public and walk around, not only just talk to people in the booths, but also walk around. As you can see, we're holding a sign and we were telling people to come over to our booths and talk to us. And we also made little flyers with like our picture and our logo, and at the back it showed a little bit of information about the Youth Council. But when we did give it to them, we also talked more about it and how we felt about the Youth Council. I do remember being at the booth and a lot of people showing their side of what they like, their idea of what they thought of a youth council, and I told them my how we are taking it, and they were really excited to having a youth council, and we're hoping to continue doing it so maybe their kids can keep doing it as well. It was our very first successful event. As Christian said, it was a very good event, and it also helped us plan for future events. So this was like our baseline of other events. So we took this event as like, what can we do better for the next one to see how we can get ourselves out there more and how we can be more involved with the youth as well. Like we said, conchas were sold for $1 a piece, also to fundraise a little bit of money because we did know that we want to do some other events. So, and we did know that it involved some money. So we wanted to make a little bit more money. Overall, it was a great event. We were able to communicate with other vendors and people in the community as well, and the youth as well. All the little kids wanted to conchas, sweet treat. So it was a great day for everyone, and it was fun being out there just talking to the community and for them getting to know us a little bit as well.
Just to add to what Natalie was saying, this event was very successful, and it especially gave us a lot of motivation to reach out to the community even more, especially with youth. And to be completely transparent, we did have a goal of throwing a youth night, maybe with the community center. Now, as we moved forward and we learned what planning these events and coordinating them was like, we realized that with this being the first term, it wasn't within our means. So that was actually a factor in deciding how we wanted that $2,000 to be rolled over, because we want our floor to be, well, our ceiling to be the floor of the next term. So I just wanted to throw that out there. This was our big break event. Yes, we did reach out to the community, but it was also an eye opener as to the kinds of communication and teamwork that goes into coordinating big events.
So another huge goal that we had with the youth council is to connect with the youth and to be involved with the community. So what better way to do that than going to where the youth is? So we attended an event that's held at Cardozo called Youth Literacy Night. There's a bunch of different booths there with activities for kids to do. And we did participate in that. We brought custom coloring pages with the logo that we designed. And we also created thankful notes so that kids can write what they're thankful for.
This was a very long process. We had to create a tree out of papers, and we created all the little individual leaves by ourselves. We took time with like getting together, meeting up. We also like bonded that way. We were making little leaves to bring to this literacy night, and it turned out to be a really successful event. We got to meet so many youth from their school and see like youth throughout Riverbank coming to this event, and they were all excited to see the little coloring pages and get to write like funny things on the little leaves and what they were thankful for and put it on the tree. And we had a great turnout. We had over 100 people write what they were thankful for, little cute letters to put on our tree that we were able to hang up afterwards. Yeah.
Like Christmas parade, I loved this. I feel like although fundraising was essential for youth council, especially this first term, I feel like just these events where we were able to connect with youth and like just the community and like talk to other corners of the community as well is just as important, especially with getting our names out and everything and like connecting with them, making connections for not only this term, but for the next term as well. We just walked along with the parade with Mayor Hernandez and the fire station and whatnot, and gave out candy, gave out lays, you know, California Christmas type of situation. And I feel like along with not just the Christmas parade, but with other festivals that we took part in, being able to enjoy the festival afterwards, after we worked the booth, was also important because we were able to talk to other booths and be like, oh yeah, we're part of youth council, asking about their like booth, their events, like what type of stuff they do in the community. I felt like it was a good way to connect with, say, not just typical civilians or citizens and whatnot, but also people that work in this community and whatnot as well. This is really fun, but we learned that next time we would definitely need more candy and more lays and whatnot. Kids, it felt so bad just giving it to kids, and then all of a sudden, like, I can't give it to the older kids. I got to focus on the younger ones. But yeah, it definitely helped us create more ideas and get more inspired and like excited for other events as well. It felt like once we started the first event, we were like, okay, we got to do this, we got to do that, we got to do that. And it felt like we ran out of time this first term, unfortunately, because we just wanted to keep doing more and more and more. But hopefully these events will be like already set in stone for the next term and like the next youth council, so they can be part of that, but also inspire them to do other things and be more involved and try to throw those events out and whatnot. So yeah.
Now, for this event, the Cardozo Literacy Night, and we did Chalk the Walk with Love Riverbank. We wanted them all to be community focused and community centered. So a big focus for this council, especially as the first, was doing a lot of fundraising. But this in particular was a way to reach out to the community, is not like, hey, we need money, you know, because you do need money to keep going. But we definitely wanted to try to give back in the biggest ways we could. And we did a lot of pinching pennies and just learning how to budget just with these kinds of events, because like Ava mentioned, you know, we needed lots of lays and lots of candy, but then we're looking online and we're like, candy's expensive these days. So, so yeah, there we go. Okay, so first we would like to thank Love Riverbank for having us like hold an event, and Deputy Tovar had did a big part of making this event come to life. He provided the chalk, and a big part of this event was we had to communicate. So we communicated with Love Riverbank to have this event get put into place, but also connecting with the school to get where we were gonna do the Chalk the Walk. Because at first our main idea was to do it in the back parking lot of the high school or to do it in the bus circle of the high school, but those two didn't work out as best. And the part that we did it in front of the school was successful. We had a lot of there was cones that were blocking the way so kids were always safe. And it was really successful to do it in front of the school where we can get kids involved and do it in front of the Riverbank sign so cars driving by can see the chalk and see that it's representing the youth.
I also think too that this Love Riverbank event started back a while ago. Deputy Tovar had reached out to us towards the beginning of the year, the term, and he said, "I want to be a part of this. I want to make a difference." And at first we didn't really know how to handle public comments or what we said were public comments, but I could just tell that the first time he walked in, he went in there with a passion and he went in there with that thrive to want to make a difference for us. So Deputy Tovar he was really someone that not only that we reached out to, but this Love of Riverbank event would not have happened if it wasn't for him. So we want to give him a big thank you as well.
I totally agree. Deputy Tovar showed a lot of consistency. For example, he showed up to 5 meetings in a row. But something that wasn't mentioned was that this event that we hosted, Chalk the Walk, was the biggest Love Riverbank event compared to others. So that is definitely a big accomplishment on our behalf.
Okay, so along with the Riverbank Youth Council, we had the opportunity to learn about department presentations. So in these department presentations, we learned about the different departments that define our city. So starting in December, we learned about police services, where we met Deputy Tovar. Along in January, we learned about Parks and Recreation. And then in February, Public Works, March, Administration, April, Development Services, and then finally in May, Planning, Building, and Code Enforcement. So in these presentations, we learned quite a lot, not only about the area around us, but kind of what these departments do. I could say of personal experience, I didn't really know what a lot of these departments did until I came into the Riverbank Youth Council and had the opportunity to listen to them presenting. In these presentations, such as police services, we learned about essential people that work in the service. Along with Parks and Recreation, we learned about the different items that are used to define our city.
Something that we could apply from all the department presentations to the council itself was just the resources, or were just the resources available to the youth council, the people we can reach out to, like Parks and Rec. Even with some of our events, we were learning as we were going, and then we would get a presentation. We're like, oh, this would have made it so much easier had we known it sooner. So actually, the idea of the reflection letters that we wrote to upcoming terms, it stemmed from a lot of the department presentations because we were like, oh, well, this is what we learned from this department presentation. That would have been good to know for maybe the Dia de los Muertos event. It was like reaching out, how can we communicate with, the city and the departments of the city that can benefit the youth council, because we're all a team. And if we can make each other's lives easier, might as well. So yeah, that was a big takeaway from all the presentations and a huge marker and reason why we decided to write those reflection letters so that we can help the future term.
So along with being in the council, we learned about a lot of different essential skills. So a lot of the skills that we acquired were leadership skills. These leadership skills could be used both in social and civil contexts, skills that we can use in our personal lives. We learned about not only the many city departments, such as in the last slide, we learned about how to effectively manage our time and skills to be reflected back on our work.
Most importantly, though, we learned how to work as a team. We started this council not even knowing what roles we were going to have, but then we created a sergeant of arms, chairs, treasurer, and we found a way and a system that would be able to effectively run.
Part of learning what the system looked like was how we can transfer it. And again, that was in all of our bylaws. We're wondering, how can we make this look realistic to the next term so they don't fall into the youth council, they're all excited and ready to start and they don't know what a realistic expectation looks like for them at that time.
This is our second to last slide. So just as Evie introduced, it's really important to set a foundation, which was what we did in our term. But we also got to consider the future terms. We got to consider the implications of this. So here's what we learned this year and what we hope helps future councils. So first, we started by establishing a social media presence. But in the future, we hope to create a consistent posting schedule. Hopefully more reels. Maybe we can become verified because social media is truly a powerful tool. A lot of people have social media. That's where you can connect with local businesses. And overall, that's a really strong way of building a presence, but also something we didn't do super strongly was community outreach. We did have some big events such as the Dia de los Muertos event, or for example, our recent Love Riverbank event. But if we had community service, which ties in with civic engagement, that would have fulfilled our purpose better. And that's what we hope to do next term or hand on to future councils. Right now, we just set the foundation. But what we did do is create official bylaws. So with that, we hope that future councils will follow these bylaws, learn how to amend them, and then follow Robert's Rule of Order, which we did not follow so well. But we've learned. And then we hope to expand roles and responsibilities too. A big idea that I consistently brought up at meetings was the idea of bringing a committee system or a department system where community members or those who didn't get into the council still had an opportunity to serve the city. For example, there could be a community service committee, which is why we are writing a Dear Future Council reflection letter to hopefully give these ideas to the next council so that they can consider them. But overall, we laid a foundation for sustainable growth. And thank you so much for this opportunity that you provided us.
And my last shout out, thank you, Rachel, and thank you, Gabby, for being constant supports to us throughout all of this. Your insight, your input, just all of your investments from time to attention. It really made the most for us, and it helped us establish expectations, understand what we were capable of, and move forward into doing something real with that. So thank you guys very much for that. And that is all we have. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much for that. We have Gabby led the effort on this. Some recognitions for you all. I'll come down so we can hand them to you, and we'd love to take a photo with you all. I think we should just all squeeze down there. Let me come down.
Oh, yeah.
I know.
Her first.
Oh, I can't watch people cry. I'll cry.
Oops, sorry.
We're so proud of you all. You can stay or you can go.
Before I officially sit down, I just wanted to say the youth council took the time to, before this, we wrote thank you letters specifically to Rachel, our advisor, and to Gabby, who was a massive support for all of us. Sorry, Gabby.
So sweet. So that is not the last we will see of our young people, their future council members and mayors, and some are off to college and others are going to still have a couple more years at the high school. So we're really proud of you all. Okay, so we have public comment. At this time, members of the public may comment on any item not appearing on the agenda and within the subject matter jurisdiction of the City Council LRA Board. Individual comments will be limited to a maximum of 3 minutes, and time cannot be yielded to another person. Under state law, matters presented during public comment cannot be discussed or acted upon. Do we have any public comment?
Mr. Francis Guevara?
And council and mayor, thank you for allowing me the time to spend up here. Following those kids, this is gonna be hard, so. Anyways, we have a couple of functions coming up on behalf of the chamber. This May 30th at 8 a.m., we're gonna have a grand opening, ribbon cutting at Riverbank Tractor Supply on Patterson Road. So we'd love to have everybody show up for that. On June 3rd and June 4th, we'll be having a workshop on how to start a food truck business and be paperwork ready for the county. This will take place from 5:30 to 7:30 in the city council chambers. On Wednesday, it'll be at the English workshop, and on Thursday, the 4th, we'll have it in Spanish. Our next Riverbank Chamber Committee, our Chamber of Commerce meeting is on June 3rd from 12 to 1 at the Riverbank Industrial Complex, and everybody's invited to attend. On Monday, June 8th, from 5 to 8, there's a ribbon cutting celebration at American Chevrolet in Modesto. They're going to be having their American Graffiti get together. They'll be having classic cars out there, food vendors, music, and it's going to be a great event to the start of Graffiti Week. On Tuesday, June 9th, 3 to 6, join us at the Lodi Association of Realtors at 421 East Morris in Modesto for a grand ribbon cutting event for their new office. On June 10th, we're gonna celebrate the annual bike rodeo, and I'm sure Darlene will be coming up here to film on that. And for me in particular at Red Robin, we'll be having a fundraisers for the DAV Chapter 26 this Thursday, the 28th. And then Sister Cities is going to be having their fundraiser on Friday, the 29th. Oakdale Shelter Pet Alliance is going to be having a fundraiser on Saturday, the 6th. Love Riverbank will be having a fundraiser on Sunday, the 7th. And Sister Cities will have another one on Saturday, the 13th. And the Modesto Radio Museum will be having their fundraiser on Saturday, the 20th. And that's going to be the weekend after graffiti. So we're going to be hoping that they're going to be broadcasting live from in front of the restaurant. And then we may be having a little car show out there as well. So that could be pretty fun. And Love Riverbank again on Sunday, the 21st. The Riverbank Outlaws will be having their fundraiser on the Saturday, the 27th. And the Alzheimer's Association is going to be Sunday, the 6th and Sunday, the 28th and Monday, the 29th. Sorry, I almost forgot. Anyways, okay, and that's it. So I appreciate the time and everything and that you all do. So thank you very much.
Darlene?
Hello, everyone. Darlene Barbara Martinez of Riverbank, and I am here, as Francis said, to give you some information about our annual Bike Rodeo Kids Health and Safety Annual Fun Fair. The date is Wednesday, June the 10th, right here at the Riverbank Plaza del Rio, 5:30 to 8. And for those that ride their bikes to the event, we will give free registration, bike registration, so that if anything happens to their bike, it will be, registered with the Stanislaus County. And the bike rodeo is primarily for ages 12 and under. And then we also will have health and safety information, food and crafts, and a bike raffle, and so much more. And again, let me say that it's all about bike safety. So each vendor will have a scavenger hunt, and as the children go around to the different booths, they will have some type of safety event or some type of safety activity or some type of safety handout that they will give them. We want to make sure that kids are safe on their bikes for the for the rest of the summer. And a surprise, we will have a couple superheroes to come through. One is going to be on his e-bike, which looks like, I won't give it away, Batman, but anyway. So I got a chance to see that e-bike, and it was really awesome. And then, so we should have some superheroes to come through and a couple other mascots. But I hope everybody comes out. We also need bike donations if anyone feels encouraged to help out in that way. And I also want to talk about the youth council that just left. Couple of the youth council members, they actually helped out at our last crab feed, and you could tell that they were going to be some, people with good leadership skills. They just took over and helped out to serve food and, getting everybody all, in line, make sure everybody got their food. But, I'm really pleased to see that they were successful in their events, and I hope that it does continue. So thank you.
Mayor, that is all we received for public comment.
Great. Is there any more or online as well?
There is no one on Zoom wishing to speak.
Any other public comment? All right, we are going to move on to the consent calendar, items 9.1 to 9.7 only. Is there any discussion or a motion?
Mayor, if you recall, we do need to pull item 9.8 for a separate vote.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
Thank you for
You
the
wanna add
reminder. We will pull 9.8, but for 9.1 to 9.7.
So I'll make a motion to approve item 9.1 to 9.7.
Second.
Sorry. There is 9.9 and 9.10.
Oh, I didn't flip.
sorry,
the page.
that's why Mike.
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
get
So
it.
if you want to pull 9.8,
Okay,
And then everything else.
right.
everything else.
We'll
Take it
we'll
all.
go with that.
Yeah.
We'll pull 9.8. Is there a motion or any consideration around the remaining?
So
items?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent calendar 9.1 to 9.7 and 9.9 to 9. Is it 11? 13.
I second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Uribe?
Yes.
Councilmember Fosse?
Yes.
Councilmember Call?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Pimentel?
Yes.
Mayor Hernandez?
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
Great.
Oh, should have. Yeah.
Or you could just say here. I
Yeah,
think.
you
don't
can
have
just
to
stay here
leave
because
that.
there's no
Yes, yes.
discussion items.
Okay, so we will consider item 9.8 on its own.
I make a motion, we approve item 9.8.
I second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Uribe?
Yes.
Councilmember Fosse?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Pimentel?
Yes.
Mayor Hernandez?
Yes.
Motion passes 4-0.
Okay, so item 10.1, staff report.
Just two comments from our Parks and Recreation Department. Join us this Friday for the season finale of our Food Court Fridays at the Sports Complex starting at 6 p.m. They will be kicking off the Movies in the Park series for the summer with Zootopia 2, with the beginning of the movie starting around dusk, so 7:30-ish. They'll also have face painting. Love Riverbank will be offering root beer floats while supplies last, and the Oakdale Animal Shelter will be out with pets waiting to be adopted. Bring your lawn chairs and blankets and join us for a wonderful night out. The Tuesday market starts next Tuesday, June 2nd, and will run every Tuesday in June and July. The market will run from 6 to 9 p.m. Come support your local businesses, enjoy some yummy food, find some unique crafts, and see some neat handmade goodies. And that's all from staff.
Thank you, Vice Mayor.
Thank you, Mayor. On the 13th, I attended the Kite Day, which was put on by Love Riverbank. And also Community Praise Tabernacle had close to about 30 people in attendance there. And they really enjoyed spending time with the kids and the kites. And it was nice to see Darlene and the Riverbank Federated Women's Club. On May 16th, I had a great time at the 11th Annual Installation and Awards Dinner. I thought it was well done and they were able to keep on schedule. On the 17th, I attended St. Francis of Rome fundraiser Kermis, which they sold food to raise funds for Our Lady of Guadalupe. And they're hoping to get more involved with Riverbank. Reach out to Alma for that. On the 29th, Red Robin will be having, like they said, the fundraiser for Sister City. So invite your friends and family to eat, and also mention Sister City for 20% of the sales will go to the Sister City. Some of the residents have reached out to me about the growth and the changes of Riverbank. They said that they don't want to lose the history of Riverbank. And I reassured them that Riverbank is very special to all of us and that the history will always be preserved. That's all I have for now.
Thank you, Councilmember Uribe.
No comments tonight.
Member Fosse.
The Women's Federated Group and the Historical Society will have no meetings through the summer, so there's no dates to announce. And the only other thing I want to say is everybody be patient with traffic. I've been out there and it's not getting any better. And so we all have to be patient with each other. Thank you.
Member Call.
Just a few reminders and then some extra notes. Primary election is underway. June 2nd is the final date to vote. So make sure you mail in your ballot or see the city's website for voting centers in the area. I'm on my final week of life jacket collection. We're officially turning them in next week. We have just shy of 100. So I'm really hoping to beat my goal of last year's number, which ended up being around 127. So if you have a life jacket, please give me a call, email, text message, Instagram message, whichever. I have no non-district East ad hoc committee updates for this particular meeting. Last week I met with, or 2 weeks ago, I met with Riverbank Police Services regarding some of the complaints on our Facebook pages in the city for bike ordinances or the demand for bike ordinances with some of the happenings of our teenagers and roadways doing wheelies at cars. So I just want to reassure the community that Riverbank Police Services does see these messages. I was hoping it was going to be on the agenda for this week, but it sounds like there is a workshop in the works for council so we can collaboratively put these items together and put something in the code. Part of our strategic plan was a general plan update. And I know previous Mayor O'Brien has been requesting a general plan update since 2019. These particular plans can take around 5 years to implement. So I'm hoping that we can work on our general plan. And then I'd also like to bring forward a resolution of application to initiate the sphere of influence amendment and resolution of application to LAFCO requesting updates to our sphere of influence. And then I just want to remind everyone, we have been, a few of us in council been asking for a sphere of influence update since March of this year. And then lastly, it was my understanding the meeting today was asked to be a short meeting. So as a council, I think it's only fair that we know the process for requesting short meetings. I know we all get really busy. So I just would be interested in hearing more information on the process for requesting short meetings. Thank you.
I forgot to add that I am working at the community center starting Saturday with the elections committee. So if you see me there, please remember I am representing the Stanislaus County, and I will not be a council member. I will be a worker. And so please don't come up and try to talk to me about that type of stuff because that will not be permitted. Thank you. And please vote.
The only thing I have for today is I want to thank staff for, as always, hosting and helping put together a beautiful Memorial Day event. Each year it looks different based on how many availability of the different folks that participate, but nonetheless, it's always really meaningful to have. So with that, we are going to close session. Item 11.1, conference with legal counsel, existing litigation pursuant to government code 54956.9. Name of the case is Advanced Materials and Manufacturing Technologies LLC versus City of Riverbank et al. Stanislaus County Superior Court case number CV 2300458. Item 11.2, conference with legal counsel, existing litigation pursuant to government code 54956.9. Name of the case is Miller Arms Company, Inc. versus City of Riverbank et al. Stanislaus County Superior Court case number CV 230025993. Is there any public comment on either item?
Mayor, there is no one on Zoom wishing to speak on these items.
All right, we will adjourn to closed session. We are reconvening from closed session. Item 12.1, report from closed session. Item 11.1, unanimous decision was made by the council for settlement. Item 12.2, report from closed session. Item 11.2, direction was given to staff. Our next city council meeting will be on Tuesday, June 9th. This meeting is adjourned.